157 have been reported dead and 375 injured in the earthquake measuring 6.4 on the Richter scale that struck the far west region of Nepal with Jajarkot's Ramidara as its epicenter. Meanwhile, the government has decided to provide 50 million rupees each to earthquake-hit districts of Jajarkot and Rukum West, while province governments, political parties and various organizations have also announced of providing relief and assistance to the earthquake victims. Good evening, I'm Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Death toll in the Chitrakar earthquake rises to 157, 375 people injured. Collection of information on rescue and damages caused by the earthquake continues. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal reaches the earthquake-hit region and commits of providing help. Government decides to provide 50 million rupees each to Jajarkot and Rukum West. An attack on a Pakistan military convoy in the restive Balochistan region in southern Pakistan kills 14 troops. Military says 2 vehicles of security forces were ambushed by terrorists. And Pakistan chasing a massive victory target of 402 runs given by New Zealand in the ICC World Cup. Rachin Ravindra scores a century for the Kiwis. The death toll in the last night's earthquake with Karnali's Jajarkot as its epicenter has reached 157. Some 375 others are reported injured in the earthquake. The earthquake, measuring 6.4 on the Richter scale, struck at 11:47 p.m. with its epicenter in Ramidara, Jajarkot. According to the police, 138 people have lost their lives in the earthquake. 105 people were killed in Jajarkot, while 52 people lost their lives in Rukum West. Among the injured in Rukum West, 9 are in serious condition and have been rescued by helicopter. The remaining injured are being treated at the district hospital, Chaurjahari Hospital and other health institutions in the district. Likewise, 27 injured are receiving treatment at Bheri Hospital in Nepalganj and 25 are being treated at Surkhet Hospital. Meanwhile, one person who was taken to Nepalganj has passed away. The security heads of the district have informed that the injured are being rescued with effort of 3 security institutions. Rescue efforts were hampered by dry landslides that struck the mid-hill highways, Kalikhola. However, debris have been cleared and the highway has resumed operation from this afternoon. The road heading to Atbise in Rukum West, which was damaged by the earthquake, has also opened up for traffic. Meanwhile, 5 people have also been injured in Jumla due to last night's earthquake. The District Police Office Jumla has informed that 5 people were injured in Tatopani Rural Municipality and some houses in Tatopani and Tila rural municipalities have suffered damages. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, along with a team of health workers, has reached the earthquake-affected region of Jajarkot this morning and took stock of the situation there. Prime Minister Dahal reached Jajarkot on an Nepal Army helicopter this morning and went to Sani Bheri Hospital to receive information on the condition of the injured admitted at the hospital. The Prime Minister went on the chopper carrying medical supplies along with 16 health workers. The Prime Minister urged everyone to help in the search, rescue and relief efforts. 25 injured people were rescued and taken to Surkhet for treatment on the helicopter that the Prime Minister was on board. Meanwhile, 3 helicopters of the Nepal Army and an airplane of Nepal Airlines Corporation carrying health workers, rescue workers and relief materials reached the earthquake-hit area of Jajarkot and Rukum West this morning. The government has decided to move forward by centering on the issues of rescue, treatment and relief for the earthquake victims. The meeting held under the leadership of Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs Narayan Kaji Shrestha at the Home Ministry has decided to center the government efforts on rescue and relief operations for the time being. The meeting was also attended by the Chief Secretary and heads of the security bodies. The Home Minister said that arrangements have been made for the victims to be treated in hospitals in the affected areas as well as hospitals in Surkhet and Nepalganj. The meeting has also decided to provide 50 million rupees each to 2 affected districts from the Central Relief Management Fund. According to the Ministry of Home Affairs, basic relief items have been sent to the affected areas while Nepal Army, Nepal Police and Armed Police Force have been mobilized for rescue and relief operations. The government has said that additional workforce will be deployed if required. Province government, political parties and various organizations have announced of providing relief and assistance to the victims of last night's earthquake in Jajarkot and Rukum West. Bagmati Province government has announced of providing 15 million rupees in financial assistance. Spokesperson of Bagmati Province Government, Ganga Narayan Shrestha, said that the province government has decided to provide 15 million rupees for relief, rescue and rehabilitation of the victims. Likewise, the Sudur Pashchim Province Government and Lumbini Province Government have decided to provide 10 million and 10.5 million rupees respectively as relief for the victims. Nepali Congress has also decided to provide 5 million rupees in assistance for the rescue and relief operations. Congress has called upon the concerned entities to unite to deal with the impact of the earthquake. Nepal Cricket Association (CAN) has announced of providing 50% of the amount collected from the tickets that have been sold for the match between Nepal and Oman under the ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifiers that will be held tomorrow. Non-resident Nepali Association has decided to provide 1 million rupees to the government's relief fund for the rescue, relief and rehabilitation of the victims. Furthermore, Buddha Air has also announced of contributing 10 million rupees to the Prime Minister Natural Disaster Relief Fund. The U.S. Ambassador to Nepal, Dinar Thompson, expressed condolences towards the families of those who had died in the earthquake and had said that the USA is prepared to provide a required assistance. In the meantime, Nepal Telecom has decided to provide free services in earthquake-affected areas, Jajarkot, Rukum West and Rukum East for 5 days. The meeting, chaired by Minister for Communication Rekha Sharma, which was held earlier today, decided to provide a free voice call and SMS services in these areas. The Karnali Province government has sent medicines sufficient for 500 individuals along with medical equipment and health professionals in Jajarkot and Rukum for the treatment of those injured. The province government has said that medicines from the province inventory center and health professionals who had been working at various hospitals in Surkhet have been sent to Jajarkot and Rukum. Spokesperson of the province government and Province Minister for Law Krishna Bahadur GC said that medicines have been sent to the affected areas through the army helicopters and roadway as well. The meeting of the Karnali Council of Ministers held earlier today also decided to transport consumable goods from Surkhet, Nepalganj and Dang to the affected districts. Likewise, Lumbini Province government has sent a team of specialized doctors and medicines to Jajarkot. A team of 12 doctors led by Medical Superintendent of Rapti Provincial Hospital, Tulsipur Padamraj Adhikari, and 2 vehicles loaded with medicines and relief items have headed to the earthquake-affected districts. Sudur Pashchim government too has decided to send a team of 20 doctors along with health equipment. In the meantime, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs said that all the state mechanism has been centered in Jajarkot and Rukum West. Speaking to reporters at Surkhet Airport, Minister Shrestha said that helicopters have been deployed at the affected areas under rescue and relief operations. The Ministry for Health has also sent a team of 41 health professionals, including specialists, paramedics and staff nurses from Kathmandu to Jajarkot and Rukum. Spokesperson of the ministry, Prakash Burathoki, said that 4 army doctors from Surkhet and 8 from Nepalganj have reached the affected areas. Likewise, Nepal Medical Council said that it is prepared to provide additional workforce to mitigate disaster impacts. CPN-UML has walked out of the Koshi Provincial government. Following yesterday's political development where Chief Minister Kedar Karki inducted 2 ministers from the ruling alliance, CPN-UML decided to exit the government. The development means that the UML and Nepali Congress coalition partnership has barely lasted 3 weeks. UML Minister without portfolio Ram Rana tendered his resignation to Chief Minister Kedar Karki this morning. Speaking with journalists, Rana said that his party has withdrawn from the government as Nepali Congress has failed to abide by a previous agreement struck with them. Koshi Province Chief Minister Kedar Karki has appointed Ganesh Upreti of Maoist Center and Kamal Prasad Jabegu of CPN Unified Socialist ministers without portfolio. Karki had been appointed the province chief minister with the support from CPN-UML and 8 lawmakers from Nepali Congress. He had taken the oath of office and secrecy on 12th of October and had appointed Ram Rana from UML and Samachar Rai from Congress ministers without portfolio on the same day. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: why has health insurance program not been fully implemented? Your options are A, lack of government assistance, B, board is a mere recruitment center, and C, procedural hassles. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. Israel admitted responsibility for an attack outside a Gaza hospital that witnesses say killed and wounded dozens, with videos showing people bloodied and strewn across the ground. Israel said it targeted an ambulance being used by Hamas. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he was horrified by the ambulance strike, reiterating his calls for a ceasefire and condemnation of Hamas, while saying the bombardment of Gaza must stop. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is meeting key Middle Eastern powers today as part of his 3rd visit to the region since Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7. Blinken, who was in Israel for talks Friday, has previously said the U.S. believes efforts to get humanitarian assistance in and hostages out of Gaza would be facilitated by humanitarian pauses. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said his government opposes any temporary ceasefire in Gaza unless Hamas frees all hostages. Meanwhile, on the ground, Israel's military has said it is surrounding Gaza City as its bombardment of the enclave intensifies. The Pakistani military said in a statement that an attack in the restive Balochistan region killed 14 troops yesterday. The statement said 2 vehicles of security forces moving from Pasni to Ormara in Gwadar district were ambushed by the terrorists without further identifying what group they expected was behind the attack. The attack targeting the convoy took place on a coastal highway that stretches from the Iranian border to the southern metropolis of Karachi. A decades-long insurgency in Balochistan is home to a decades-old insurgency led by ethnic Balochis, in fact Baloch guerrillas fighting the government. The Baloch have long complained that they do not get a fair share of the province's profits, which has given rise to a number of separatist groups. The army said in a statement, sanitization operation is being carried out in the area and perpetrators of this heinous act will be hunted down and brought to justice without mentioning the group behind the attack. Seeking to overthrow the Pakistani government and impose their own brand of strict Islamic law on the Muslim majority country of 220 million, Islamist militants have also been active in Balochistan. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Death toll in the Jajarkot earthquake rises to 157, 375 people injured. Collection of information on rescue and damages caused by the earthquake continues. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal reaches the earthquake-hit region and commits of providing help. Government decided to provide 50 million rupees each to Jajarkot and Rukum West. An attack on a Pakistan military convoy in the restive Balochistan region in southern Pakistan kills 14 troops. Military says 2 vehicles of security forces were ambushed by terrorists. And Pakistan chased a revised victory target of 342 runs in 41 overs against New Zealand in a rain-affected ICC World Cup match. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.